Call our regularly scheduled village board meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, December 4, 2018. Let the record reflect it at 7:30 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Here.
Trustee Panito.
Here.
Trustee Burke. Here. Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Glatz.
Present.
Trustee Curran.
Here.
President Vandenberg.
Here. Thank you. Item number 1, at this time I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the agenda. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you. Item number 2, at this time I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting held on November 6, 2018. So moved. Moved by Mr. Yonker. Is there a
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Brady. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Item number 3, receive comments from our staff.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Wanted to recognize a citizen tonight, Adrian Jasek. Can you please stand, please? A couple months back, Adrian appointed me as the point person for the rock project. So I just wanted to let everybody know that Adrian was just appointed an ambassador of the Kindness Rock Project. And last week she dropped off a whole box of rocks and a nice sign. And that sign and those rocks will go over by the public safety building on the 173rd place side. Now that the snow is gone, we'll be able to plant that sign in there and put the rocks around it. So
First of many?
first of many.
All right.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Is that your ambassadorship certificate?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of hers, yes.
Do you want to get a picture? Does marketing want to get a picture of that?
Yeah.
Adrian, come on up. Come on, you deserve the recognition. Come on up.
You know what?
Adrian, come
Charge
on.
for these.
Listen, I even have the Courage Rock here.
There you go. Yes, you're the ambassador. I'll step to the side so that the...
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
No,
School is starting a bit.
Moving along, any other staff have any comments this evening?
Yes, just a couple short comments. We have our, I think Patrick had alluded to this when we didn't have a full board. We did our interviews for the BRE position this week. We interviewed 5, and so we're going to be hopefully closing that down over the next couple weeks, and we'll have a full-time position to assist Patrick in economic development. And I just, again, everyone's interested in the plaza. We have ongoing meetings. We have another meeting next week. Our 2 engineers are refining their costs. And so next week, we will be trying to get closer and closer to a budget, but we're keeping it on schedule for a spring groundbreaking. And then lastly, as part of our business spotlight, Barbara King is here today, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the podium. She represents Fire King, asset protection company here in town on 185th Street. So I want to thank her for coming and representing her business.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here, first and foremost. And if you're going to take pictures, neck up only. That's my rule. Okay. So just going on record as that. So I've had the good fortune to start with Fire King a little over a year ago. We are an asset protection company. We have nothing to do with the fire department, so I just want to disperse that right now. We have been in business for over 60 years, providing very high-quality products that protect your assets. Just to start with a small story with the horrible fires that have been happening in California, my group actually handles the 24/7 response to customers who are in need of services if they can't get their safes open or their video intelligence stuff not working. We have had more calls from customers saying that the house burnt down, but their safe and their file cabinets were still standing and all of their documents were safe. So that is just one thing to note. We, as I said, have been in business for over 60 years. We handle safes and cash management, fireproof cabinets, video intelligence, fireproof water chests, and medical storage and cash and key storage. We're in over 85 countries. We have 450 employees, and we have over 10 million customers. So imagine that we handle that with just that amount of employees. We specialize, as I said, in the area that we are here in Tinley is our 24/7 call center. So we're here, we speak several languages, and we can handle all of the needs that you have when it comes to asset protection. We have our own fleet of service technicians. Our headquarters is in New Albany, Indiana. We build all of our products. They're all built here in the U.S. And to service that, we have over 70 what we like to call traveling warehouses. So we have trucks on the road. You may see them. It says Fire King on them, and we actually train and certify our technicians, but then we also employ over 360,000 locksmiths throughout the nation, and they have to be certified to work on our products. So we're very proud of that, and we serve the community, and we are so happy to be a part of the community here in Tinley Park. Have any questions or?
Really
Welcome.
appreciate it. Welcome again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good
Appreciate you
evening.
coming out tonight.
Thank you, Barbara.
Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me, I just wanted to extend my thanks to the entire public safety group for their expertise in the call volume that we handled as a result of the blizzard, snowstorm, ice storm, or whatever event that was last week. And just in particular, the 24-hour period from last Sunday night at 6 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Monday. Fire and EMS responded to 56 emergencies during that 24-hour period. And with that boost in calls and that's putting 2018 to be the largest number of call volume for fire and EMS in Tinley Park in history, which should put us over the 8,700 run response. But my thanks to the 911 center, which I know was tremendously busy, and our folks out on the street for keeping it safe and handling a gigantic call volume in a very short period of time there. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from staff? Very good. We'll move on to item number 4, receive comments from the public. Receive comments from the public.
How you doing? I'm Mike Elmer. I've lived in Tinley Park for about 18 years now. I emailed Mr. Mayor and the trustees this week about we got an Airbnb on our block. It's on a couple websites, Airbnb, VRBO. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. We've had problems with it for probably about at least a year. We've just handle it amongst ourselves with the neighbors. We don't want to call the police all the time just to bother them, because I know, calling 911 to bother the public servants for coming out because there's a lot of cars or there's noise or whatever. This weekend, I don't know if you guys watched the video, that was probably the end of it. I know you guys have been talking about possibly passing something. I talked to Pat Carr about it. Whatever you guys pass, I think I talked to the village manager, talked about possibly taxing it. I don't believe we should go that route. I don't know which route you guys are going with it, but taxing it, I think they would probably be doing a disservice to the whole town, because this could pop up anywhere. If you guys have this this is 3 or 4 houses away from me, and it's causing that much trouble. If it was right next to my house, the police would probably be there every day. It's a residential area. I mean, I know there's going to be rentals. I used to be a landlord. I know, the problems you have with some rentals. They're not all bad or whatever else, but this is being advertised for parties. The guy we don't even see the guy coming and going to the house anymore. So this house is just basically just a crash house, a party house, whatever else. Sure. Since this has been going on, we've had an increase in crime. 2 of the houses on the block got broken into middle of the day. House directly behind the rental house got broken into in the middle of the day. Got the front door kicked down. 18 years ago when we moved there was 14 kids just in our small cul-de-sac. All my kids are older now. We have a couple neighbors with small kids. It's quiet now, except for this. This is like Animal House, to say the least. So I'm just asking you guys, whatever you guys come up with as a law, rule, ordinance, just make sure it's got a lot of teeth. I know New York has something I believe you got to be in there at least 60 days to do a short-term rental. This 2-3 days stuff, I mean, it's out of control. I mean, if you guys want more pictures, videos, I mean, myself and the neighbors are all, we've been starting to keep track of it now because they said, call the police on it. But I think that's wasting our resources calling the police out for us every time when we could just put an end to it.
Sure.
And that's all I got.
I appreciate you sharing that with us, and yes, you're absolutely right. We have been discussing that for some time now. I believe it is actually coming up for committee next week. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the village board or trustees will be reviewing that and having further conversation. I know that there's been some language drafted by the attorneys, so they're going to present that to the trustees, and then from that point, a recommendation will be made to the village board. The board will pass that. So some ordinance will be coming down the pike here. I would just next Tuesday.
Next
so if
Tuesday.
you're available next Tuesday, I mean, that's a great opportunity to be a part of the conversation. Maybe throw some ideas around, suggestions of your own,
All right.
and encourage any of your neighbors to come as well.
Yeah, and anyone that helped us, I know Pat Carr's been a great help with this. So anyone else that's helped out, thank you.
Dave, will we be starting at 6:30?
Yes.
6:30 right here next Tuesday.
I have a question. What was the horse doing there? With all its...
horse, it was like the prince.
Yeah, he was. He was like Lawrence of Arabia. He's dressed.
I know the horse crashed right in front of my house because the cop made him go get the shovel to clean it up, so.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, sir.
Hello, my name is Larry Nichols. I've been a resident for 25 years, and I also represent Sprinkler Fitters Local 281. And in the village, we got a code, an ordinance, that each fire protection system has to be tested once a year, whether it be a trip test for your dry pipe valve or just a inspection on your sprinkler system. I seen that Aurelio's had a system that was recently put in. I stopped by and I talked to the owner, and he said the village had been chasing him for about 10 years, but he finally got it done, and he wasn't happy. He got paid $40,000. Well, with that being said, I wanted to kind of use our mayor, Vandenberg, as an example. And when I went and looked up Vandenberg Funeral Home, you haven't been inspected in over 2 years. So I kind of can't use you as an example because you're not compliant
Excuse me, sir.
with the code.
Sir, if I may, we always stick to the agenda that's on tonight. This is a private matter, has nothing to do with the village per se. I think you might be out of order at this point in time.
Oh, okay.
It's public
I
comment.
thought it was public comment, and I'm making
On the agenda.
comment as a resident.
On the agenda,
I don't- So,
not a private business.
It's public comment.
we get it.
Let me, can I, if I could step in? It is public comment, but, you know, the board is certainly able to, you know, keep decorum and things like that. It does not allow personal attacks, but.
Oh, I'm not
but it's-
personally
I
attacking. I'm
understand.
trying to
I'm
use
just-
them as an
I'm not
example
saying you
because
are.
I go
I'm
around
not
the
saying you are.
village
I'm just saying-
asking.
I'm just giving the general ground rules, and there's a matter of public comment.
Point of order.
Hold on.
So the gentleman should be able to
Well,
finish.
if he's making these accusations, and I'm
It's
Carl
one person at the
Vandenberg,
mic at a
I
time.
represent Vandenberg Funeral Home. Sure.
Well, there's one person at the microphone at a time. I
Right.
understand, there's one person at the.
I think I got
Public
the-
comment, so.
Can I continue with an extension? Probably. But anyway, I was looking it up, and I didn't even see a business license for Vandenberg Funeral Home. Now, you may have one, I don't know. I looked it up in the state of Illinois, and it's not there. So anyway, my question is, can we get, if I can use it as an example, we need to get your system tested and complied. And if you haven't had it tested, do you get fined like everybody else does in this town?
And sir, it's not, it's public comment, it's not a question and answer, they don't.
All right, well, it's something to think about.
Yep, that's
Uh,
fine.
If you want to answer it, I'll be sitting down.
Next person.
Yes, sir.
My name is Carl Vandenberg. I represent Vandenberg Funeral Home, attorney for them. We've had our sprinkler system, fire alarm system inspected regularly for the past 20 years since the building was opened. I don't know what this gentleman is basing his accusations on. I think they're unreasonable, and where's the documentation saying they are? I don't understand.
The comments need to come this way.
So we have complied with all of the regulations, in our opinion. If there's something that hasn't been, in fact, I've written a letter to the staff over a month ago and still haven't gotten a response on it, so
And I can tell
we'd be
you,
happy to cooperate with that.
The staff
We
will
can
be
talk
your
about that
letter.
afterwards.
Mr. Vandenberg, there's
I have responded to you. You should be getting it soon.
there is a FOIA that's on the FOIA website, and it lists when it was tested, and it shows the fire alarm hasn't been tested in over 2 years.
I'm sorry,
So I would disagree.
I
I
think
would have to
you're-
disagree with you.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was several test alarms because your FOIA
When was the fire
website
alarm
does-
tested?
2016, 2017,
2016?
2018, I think, is scheduled here in the next week or so.
Okay, I would just have to.
Because your
respectfully disagree with you.
documentation isn't correct and up to date. That's not the business owner's problem. They're trying to stay in business, not to.
Well, there's a FOIA listed on the village
Okay,
website, and
but-
it shows
but
that
because you
it
answer a
hasn't been
FOIA
done since
with
2016.
information that's incorrect doesn't
And
mean
it doesn't
that-
show a business license or a certificate of occupancy.
Okay. They've been there for 20 years, so they haven't had a certificate of occupancy in 20 years? Please, sir.
No, since there's not one listed for 2018.
A certificate of occupancy is required for every year? Do you even know your ordinances?
You were on the board.
A certificate of occupancy is required every year? It's the way you just said.
When you do a change of owner or change of use, you need a certificate of occupancy to receive your business license. I think you would know that, and actually your nephew was the liaison for that department for 2 years.
Here's the check applying for the business license from last year.
This is 18. That's 17, sir.
Okay. So I can see that this is a political
No,
hit job on your part that you're trying to do, and instead of taking this up because you don't have adequate information,
So you don't have a
go
business
through the
license.
union
That's
and
not
use
my
these
fault.
union people to do that.
That's
I can
not
see
my
that.
fault, because you don't have a business license.
I would certainly hope that what is just being talked about is not true, that everybody, every business here, people come into. If somebody has a funeral at Vanderburg Funeral Home, shouldn't they know that they're safe, everything has been taken care of? Every business, so saying that it's a private matter, I have seen more nonsense go on here. I have felt threatened, I have felt uncomfortable to come to this mic. I feel like we do everything we can to stop people from speaking, for citizens to come here to speak. I've said that to you guys how many times, and you've seen and know why I'm saying that. These are not private matters anymore. This is a village of people that have been taken. Everybody should have I certainly hope, regardless of who anybody is, we do the right things. We just check our fire systems or whatever it is that you're supposed to have it done. Is it an annual thing that you're supposed to have that done? Can anybody answer that?
Chief?
Or no longer are we answering anybody? How often are you supposed to check your fire alarms or your fire system?
Maybe Chief Reader.
Okay, well, nobody ever looks at me and can answer me. So does anybody here, can anybody answer me?
There's annual inspections are completed, but they're not on an annual date. It's just on a calendar basis from year to
So
year.
once a year, you're supposed to have them done. And we haven't had it done. If that's right, seriously, everybody's got to do their jobs, right? People just got saved at the patio. And I read in the article about because of those fire systems. So I certainly hope that we understand the importance of them. It's not private. This is public.
Well, I'm not up here to talk about any fire systems. I just want to say thank you for the Village Public Works and Marketing Department and everything for this past weekend's Christmas market. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. It was very, very dark before the lights came on, and I'm glad the lights did come on so I could see. And also, I just want to remind everyone that that as far as for appealing your property taxes for Orland Township, which is everything west of Harlem Avenue, you can appeal your property taxes at the Board of Review up until Thursday, December 6th. So, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Any other comments?
Yeah, and if you do, to add to what Lucas said, if you do appeal it, December 20th is the deadline to actually submit any documentation for it.
Hello, Marnie Cook, Marnie Massey, sorry. Resident my whole life, except for the short time in the Air Force. To go along with the fire protection, as a mother of two beautiful little daughters, as a granddaughter of a 95-year-old woman that lives in this town that attends all the businesses, not just funerals. I know she's 95, she goes to a lot. But fire safety is not a joke. It's not to be taken lightly. It's not to be passed over lightly. To fight against it, or somebody that wants it to be inspected and done right, is an injustice to our town, to the people that live here, to the kids that go to places with their parents, to the people that go to the senior centers. Maybe there should be something that people can see in public. They walk in and they can see fire safety. I know when I walk into a restaurant, I can see that their food safety licenses and when they've been recognized for doing such a good job. But maybe how about fire safety or building safety as well? Because we don't know as citizens how old these buildings are or how well the brand new construction, are they being followed? Are rules being followed? I just think that it's something that we shouldn't take lightly, and maybe we could show what the difference between having a working system and a non-working system does, like Alsop Fire Department does yearly for their residents. So that's all. Thank you.
Mr. Foss, I'm sorry. Adrian was
Go right ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
That's why I didn't see anyone was going. Hey, it's been a while since I've seen you guys, so first of all, a year's worth of things that I have to thank on a couple. One, I never got to thank you guys for putting the fountain in, so I appreciate the efforts. Trustee Yonker and everybody else that pushed to get that through in the Public Works Department, so thank you for giving us a summer of fountain enjoyment. I appreciate that. I wanted to thank you, Trustee Burke, for what you aired when they were trying to get, and I guess it did go through, but at least you aired some very intelligent questions regarding South Street. I really appreciate you bringing that up, airing our concerns from the days. I appreciate, even though it went through and wasn't one I necessarily agree with, but I appreciate that you were raising the concerns that I had. So even though it went through and I disagree with a lot of TIF developments, at least there's someone out there looking out for us. So thank you, Trustee Burke, for that. Looking forward, I was watching the marketing meeting going forward, and I know that we're all big into music here, but I think you're missing a big opportunity that, whereas we're nowhere near established as as a music town in the traditional sense, like in Austin or even New York City, Chicago. Like these are towns that Nashville. You're much further along as a microbrewery town. You have towns in the state of Michigan where you have multiple breweries in the same town, and they have ale trails, and this is something that you can use to attract people to come to your town. You already have 3 going on 4, and then if you throw in tribes, it's 5, but 4 unique ones when Banging Gavel goes through. And I was discussing with the owner, he's really committed to making his establishment part of a bigger system that you can bring in microbrewery tourism here. So I think this is something that the marketing department should really look into. I would like to thank 350, who actually puts a billboard up on I-80. You know, it's like the actual one big effort to get people to come into the town. Why the marketing department doesn't put anything on billboards on I-80? You know, there should be a big campaign to get people to get off exit 148 and come into our town. You have the world's essentially largest interstate highway going through the town. There's no excuse to not reach out to those people. You have people that come through Tinley Park. So I don't know why this isn't being addressed. And you have these entrepreneurs that already have done the groundwork in this town. You know, they didn't get any money. They were already here. You might as well utilize it. And, you know, and I'm saying, I love music, and I think it's a good thing. I think we're a long way because we don't even have one full-time permanent music venue here from a day-to-day. I know you have the World, but I'm talking about like a venue like the Double Door or something like that. So I'd like the marketing department to reach out beyond the music theme and then embrace these microbreweries that are already here, and it could be part of a Tinley Park Ale Trail, and you can attract people here, young people, to come visit our town. So those are just observations. Have a fun rest of your year. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I was at, starting out letting Mom, you know, that I dropped off a bunch of rocks, so the first garden was going. We have a second garden going at a resident, Ken Shaw. Dropped off just as many rocks with him, and he's going to put one on his corner with another nice sign. Diane Galati had offered to put one near her house. You did have somebody from the Park District call me. He was supposed to call back a couple weeks later, and I never heard back from him. Noah? I'm not sure of the name. Sean?
Sean Roby.
Could be it Sean? Okay, it was months ago that he called, and I never heard back from him. So if you want to try to touch base again, because then he was talking about other parks to do. I'm not real sure.
Sure.
Neil, it could have been, I don't know, it might have been Sean. Well, you told him to call, so actually you should know. I took a little trip, so, okay, I'm going to spin out. Holiday Market, rocked again. It was absolutely wonderful. Public Works, Village, everybody. Tree lighting was absolutely beautiful. Everything. The kids are just wonderful. I melt every time they see a rock, and I did have it rocked, but you guys just did a great job. You did a phenomenal job. You do it every year. I just need snow again, please, during the market. It just makes it a lot nicer. So work on that next year and we'll all be good. Please, and not the day after like this year. That did not help me at all. Thirdly, I was taking a quick ride. I went to Starved Rock, and one of the towns around it, on their street poles, you know, where they have the flags where businesses, you know, advertise whatever, and you have them for different. Coolest idea ever that I saw, and I think it was Utica. They were all veterans. They all had the names of the service member and when they served. They were just beautiful. Just an idea to knock out there. You know, that people can get them. They've got a beautiful, nice Veterans Plaza there, or not a plaza, but a park. And they plant a white oak for each of their veterans. And the family pays for it. It's just a lot, and it's absolutely beautiful. I have pictures. I will share them with you. Just something more to do with, yeah, we're branding music, but we need to really respect our veterans. We got some great veterans in this town, in our country, obviously. But just an idea if somebody would like to look into something like that for them, because it was just a plain, simple, small flag, just with the name of the veteran and their service, and it was just really heartwarming. I mean, I got chills when I drove through, and obviously I thought of you, Kristen, so, and my brother. That's about it. Thank you very much again, you guys. Tinley's gonna continue to rock. Marketing, give me a call. I have rocks for Bang & Gavel out there. I have rocks for Lucky Dog out there, Pops, Sweet Pea, gluten-free, but she stole them. And Primal Cut. So, I mean, I do make rocks for the businesses, and I'll keep doing that too. Give me a call, let me know. Let me know if I can help in any way to just help keep pushing Tinley Park and the rocks, because it is worldwide. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Any other comments?
Yeah, this is concerning a FOIA, so I know I'm not going to get an answer, but I think everybody needs to know.
I put out a FOIA. Please provide all electronic communication with Brian Yonker and staff and/or police department employees. I'm not knocking the police. That he arranged for the backdoor entry upon turning himself in to be placed under arrest. Provide all texts, phone logs from Brian, and all Tinley Park police involved in the investigation from Yonker to turn himself in, how, when, and where. And I got nothing back. I got a video back showing Trustee Yonker walking into the back door entrance, shaking hand of, I believe it's a police officer. But how does one turn herself in with no phone calls, text messages, or say, does he just knock on the back door and show up and say, hey, you know, I'm supposed to be here to be put under arrest? So I think everybody that's listening to this video or watching this stream and the people that are in here, a lot of times when we put FOIAs out, stuff's being hidden. It's plain and simple. You just don't show up without communicating with somebody. So, Councilor Conley, you seem to be the Ray Donovan or Michael Cohen or the fixer of our town. You say, you know, we'll look into these things. I think, you know, you might want to look into how he set this up. There's got to be something documented.
I can tell you, I can't remember if I specifically worked on this FOIA, but some FOIAs do get sent to our office to handle. Things do not get hidden. I think that's a very unfair.
I didn't say in every FOIA, not in every FOIA.
Okay, I can tell you this, when we receive a FOIA, and I know the FOIA officer of this village who does, to make that claim against her, I think
it's not against her. I think she's great.
When documents are had, every FOIA, doesn't matter who sends them in, doesn't matter what the subject are, we get documents, and they're compiled from computers on the village, various departments, whatever the request is. Those FOIAs are reviewed and handled within the FOIA law, every one. So I would disagree. I believe I worked on that one. I can tell you that I don't believe I ever saw any messages or anything like that. To say that they're being hidden, I disagree with. Now, if you have a difference on something I redact or withhold, that's fair. You know, reasonable minds can differ, and there are ways to address those. But I would fully disagree by saying that things are being intentionally hidden in this village.
Well, a lot of times we'll get no responsive records, and there has to be something just like this one here. Or we get, you know, you can file a complaint, or I forgot what other, you know, and that could take, we could file a complaint or follow up with, I forgot what the other person's name would be, but they can take maybe a year if they wanted to, so that's just another runaround I think we're getting when we could actually get an answer. Just asking for a clear answer, that's all.
If there's no responsive record, that is the clear answer. I don't, and I'm not talking about, I don't want to talk about specifics.
But I'm just saying, with Trustee Yonker, he had to communicate with somebody. Say, I'm coming through the back door.
I don't know the specifics of the incident. I don't, but.
And you don't want to know, with all due respect, because I'm getting a runaround.
Pat, can I interject on
Sure.
that? As far as, Mr. Stuckley, as far as the comment in regards to fixing things or not showing things, he's actually had me come in there I've had several FOIAs, and we go through it line by line. And I ask, or we go over it, and he says, you know, this is redactable. And then as a secondary, he's also scanned it and sent it to himself and had someone else look at it at his office. As far as on that particular FOIA, if they say there's nothing responsive, he doesn't have a village phone. So that's up to him whether he turns something in. So he could only redact whatever's given to him.
And I'll add again, not all FOIAs, some FOIAs, and I believe this one, I believe it was hidden. There had to be some communication between somebody.
Yeah, like I said, whatever he hands into him, Trustee Yonker is all that he could, you know, redact or not redact.
Fair enough.
So other comments will proceed.
I got one.
Up to the podium, sir.
My name's Jim Rita, okay, and coming up on December 23rd was the first time the cops were called on me. And I'm directing everything directly to you, Mayor, because that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Correct? Okay. I've heard a lot of comments from back here, okay. None of this stuff is hidden. None of this stuff is transpired. Okay? I have a problem with one particular gentleman, okay, who's called me a liar when I've been here and in the hallway, in front of people that are sitting in the audience right now. I want a public apology because I'm not going away, and there's more stuff coming up after the first of the year. I ask for a public apology right now, tonight, for Mr. Glotz. Now, take it to the bank. It's on the TV. That's all I care about. I don't care if I get it or I don't. There's only one person lying in this room, and it's not me.
No other comments? We'll move on to item number 5 this evening. Got a comment? That'll be all, sir. Thank you. Item number 5, I'd ask for a motion. I'd ask for a motion to consider approval of the following consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Probably moved and seconded. Madam Clerk, will you please call the consent agenda into the record, please?
Item A, consider request from Frankfurt School District 157C Education Foundation to conduct a raffle through February 8th, 2019, with the winner being drawn on February 8th, 2019 at Odyssey Country Club. Item B, consider request from Herald Viking Lodge number 13 to conduct a Queen of Hearts raffle through December 4th, 2019, with the maximum value of the prize not to exceed $25,000. The winner will be drawn weekly at Herald Viking Lodge number 13, 6730 175th Street. Item C, consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-072, updating the village policy prohibiting sexual harassment. And lastly, item D, payment of outstanding bills in the amount of $6,447,114.33, as listed on the vendor board approval reports dated November 9th, November 16th, November 21st, and November 30th, 2018.
Thank you. Any board member care to remove any of these items?
No.
Let the record reflect there are none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glotz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6, Mr. Glotz.
I would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2018-0-073, granting a variation to permit a 5-foot tall open design fence to extend 20 feet into the required secondary front yard where a fence encroachment is not permitted at 16421 Ridgeland Avenue in the R1 zoning district.
Second.
Thanks, Brian. The petitioners, George and Susan Lima, are seeking a variation to permit a 5-foot tall open design fence to extend up to 20 feet into the required secondary front yard. The existing home encroaches approximately 12 feet into the required setback for the secondary front yard, and the proposed fence would extend an additional 8 feet from the home for a total encroachment of 20 feet. The fence will follow the same fence line as the current fence that was approved by a variation in 2014 to enclose the patio area. The Zoning Board of Appeals held a public hearing on October 11th, 2018, and voted 5-0 to recommend approval of the requested variation in accordance with plans as listed in the list of reviewed plans in the November 8, 2018 staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Any comments or questions? The record reflect there is none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glotz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 7, Trustee Yonker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion the board consider adopting resolution number 2018-R-096, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Christopher Burke Engineering for engineering the upgrade to the building control panels at Post 4 lift station.
Second.
It's been seconded.
Thank you. Thank you. The fiberglass building currently in place at Post 4 lift station at the 8399 Brookside Glen Drive has deteriorated due to age and use. With the upgrade to Post 7 lift station last year, the village began a program intended to introduce greater uniformity to our lift stations. The control panels will also be upgraded to match the panels at Post 7, making the lift stations nearly identical inside and out. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held on November 20th, 2018. Consider awarding a contract to Christopher Burke Engineering, LLC for engineering the facility and control replacement of Post 4 lift station in the amount not to exceed $41,000. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Any comments or questions from the board? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 8, Trustee Yonker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion the board consider adopting resolution number 2018-R-097, approving a job order contract with FH Passion for the fiscal year 2019 emergency alerting siren replacement 175th Street project.
Second.
Funds in the amount of $106,453 were included in the current fiscal year for repairs and replacement of the emergency siren on 175th and 88th Avenue. This project was reviewed and engineered to meet all recent code requirements, and construction contract was coordinated with FH Passion and Gordian. This item was discussed at the committee of the whole meeting held on November 20th, 2018, and recommended for approval. This item consider approving the job order contract with FH Passion for the fiscal year 2019 emergency alerting siren replacement project in the amount of $55,749.49. So this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9, Trustee Yonker.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion the board consider adopting resolution number 2018-R-098, approving a job order contract with FH Passion for the fiscal year 2019 police station perimeter security fence project.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Funds in the amount of $129,000 were included in current fiscal year for the installation of a new perimeter fence around the sides and rear of the police station. This project was reviewed and engineered to meet all recent code requirements, and the construction contract was coordinated with FH Passion and Gordian. This item was discussed in committee of the whole meeting November 20th, 2018, recommended for approval. Consider approving the job order contract with FH Passion for the fiscal year 2019 police station perimeter security fence project in the amount of $112,038.33. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Any comments or questions from the board? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 10, Trustee Yonker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion, consider adopting resolution 2018-R-100, approving a purchase order, lighting solutions for LED lighting replacements, Oak Park Avenue Convention Center, TIF District project.
Second.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Village of Tinley Park has established a program towards replacing existing light fixtures with LED fixtures due to the reduced energy and maintenance costs. This purchase will enable the replacement of 126 lighting fixtures within the Oak Park Avenue TIF District. Based on an annual energy and maintenance savings, this investment is expected to have a payback of less than 6 years. Sufficient funds are available within the Oak Park Avenue TIF to support this purchase in the amount of $123,800. This item was discussed at the Public Works Committee meeting held prior to this meeting. Consider approving the purchase order for Lighting Solutions LED lighting replacements in the expected amount of $123,800. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Any comments from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 11, at this time I'd ask for a motion to consider approving ordinance number 2018-0-074, amending Title 11, Chapter 112, Section 112.22 of the Tinley Park Municipal Code, addition of one Class A liquor license. Is there such a motion?
Second.
Is there a move
I'll make a
by
motion.
Trustee
Second.
Brady and seconded by Trustee Berg. Thank you. The proposed ordinance would increase the Class A liquor license by 1. The applicant is proposing to operate a seafood dining restaurant with a full bar. The respective license will be the following business: Hot and Juicy Crab at 7216 191st Street. Video gaming is not allowed at this location. Upon approval of this ordinance, the total number of Class A liquor licenses will be 25. This is eligible for adoption and was discussed at our previous meetings. Any comments or questions from the board? This is a roll call. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion will carry. I think the petitioner is here. Sir, congratulations on the business.
Congratulations.
Wishing you a lot of success. Thank you. Item number 12, Trustee Curran.
Thank you, Mayor. Consider adopting an ordinance number 2018-0-059, levying taxes for corporate purposes for the Village of Tinley Park 2018 tax levy here.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The property tax levy request for 2018 will be set at $26,793,520. This amount represents a 3.8% increase over the previous year's extended tax levy dollars. This levy amount is net of the abatements for the debt service considered in ordinances 2018-0-060 through 2018-0-063 in a total amount of $2,712,545. If these funds were not abated, the total required levy would be $29,506,065 and would represent an increase of 14.3%. The Village of Tinley Park portion of the levy amounts to $20,959,040 and represents the first increase since tax year 2011. This amount is $216,934 lower than the village's traditional levy cap formula would permit. The Tinley Park Public Library portion of the levy amounts to $5,834,480 and represents the first increase since tax year 2010. Since the overall levy increase is less than 5% of the prior year's extended levy, publication of the truth and taxation notice and public hearing are not required. Due to growth in the property tax base, partially as a result of the release of the equalized assessed value by the Oak Park Avenue TIF, it is expected that the individual property owners will not see an increase in their share of the village taxes, provided their property value remains unchanged from the prior year. The amount of the levy was reviewed and determined at the Finance Committee meeting held on October 23, 2018. The library levy request was approved at the Library Board meeting held on October 24, 2018. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board? Let the record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker?
Yay.
Trustee Panito?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Glatz?
Yes.
Trustee Curran?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 13, Trustee Kern.
Consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-060, abating a portion of the 2018 tax levy requirements as provided for in the bond order dated March 3, 2009, in connection with the issuance of $10,235,000 in general obligation refunding and improvement bonds, Series 2009, of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook, and Will Counties, Illinois.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The 2018 tax levy for this bond issue is established at $1,180,495, and the village is in a position to abate $830,495 of this levy from the following sources. Clerk, please list those in minutes. The net levy for this bond issue will be $350,000. This ordinance was discussed at the Finance Committee meeting held October 23rd, 2018.
Thank you, Trustee Kern. Any comments from the board? Record reflect there's none. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker?
Yay.
Trustee Panito?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Glatz?
Yes.
Trustee Curran?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 14, Trustee Kern.
Consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-061, abating a portion of the 2018 tax levy requirements as provided for in the bond order dated August 16, 2011, in connection with the issuance of $5,940,000 general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2011, of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook, and Will Counties in Illinois.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The 2018 tax levy for this bond issue is established at $683,600, and the village is in the position to abate $150,000 of this levy from the village's surtax capital projects fund. The net levy will be $533,600 for this bond issue. This debt service item appears as part of the levy for the Tinley Park Public Library. This ordinance was discussed at the Finance Committee meeting held on October 23rd, 2018.
Thank
This
you,
is eligible for adoption.
Thank you very much. Any comments from the board? So roll call. Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker?
Yay.
Trustee Panito?
Yes.
Trustee Burke?
Yes.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Glatz?
Yes.
Trustee Curran?
Yes.
Motion Motion will carry. Thank you. Item 15, trustee Kern. Do you want me to read this one for you, or are you?
No, I'll still go. I'm good.
More water.
I'm fine, thank you. Consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-062, abating all of the 2018 tax levy requirements as provided for in the bond order dated January 26, 2012, in connection with the issuance of $5,235,000 general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2012, of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The 2018 tax levy for this bond issue is established at $775,200, and the village is in a position to abate the entire amount of this levy for the following sources. Clerk, would you please list those sources? The ordinance was discussed at the Finance Committee held on October 23, 2018. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments from the board? Roll call.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz. Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 16.
Consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-063, abating all of the 2018 tax levy requirements as provided for in the bond order dated June 5, 2013, in connection with the issuance of $11,340,000 general obligation bond series 2013 of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The 2018 tax levy requirement for this bond issue is established at $956,850, and the village is in a position to abate the entire amount of this levy from the following sources. Please list those sources. The ordinance was discussed at the Finance Committee meeting held on October 23, 2018. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments from the board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 17.
We said last time we were going to split them up for him.
That's all right. I'm going. All right. Consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-064, abating a portion of the Village of Tinley Park tax year 2018 property taxes extended for 8451 183rd Place, Tinley Park, Will County, Illinois.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
In July 2017, the Village Board approved a resolution 2017-R-039 adopting an inducement agreement with Surface Shields Incorporated to locate their manufacturing facility in Tinley Park. Under this agreement, provided that the company met or exceeded certain benchmarks, the village would abate 50% of the property taxes extended for the Village of Tinley Park for a period of 4 years. The company has met the requirements of the inducement agreement and is eligible for a tax abatement as provided under the agreement. This ordinance represents the first year of the abatements under the inducement agreement. This ordinance will direct the Will County Clerk to abate 50% of the property taxes extended against this property. This ordinance was discussed at the Finance Committee meeting held on October 23, 2018. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, John. Any comments from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 18.
All right.
Last one, John.
I can read it if you
Consider adopting ordinance number 2018-0-067, abating a portion of the tax year 2018 Village of Tinley Park property taxes extended for 18501 Convention Center Drive, Tinley Park, Cook County, Illinois.
For a second.
Second.
Thank you.
In July 2018, the Village of Tinley Park entered into agreements with Elementary School District 159, Rich Township High School District 227, and the Harp Group Incorporated, related to hotel property located at 18501 Convention Center Drive and attached to the Village's Convention Center facility. The Harp Group has purchased the hotel property and has requested assistance with regard to the significant property tax bill for this location. Under these agreements, the three governments, Village, or 159 and 227, will abate 50% of the respective government's property taxes extended for the property for a period of 10 years, or a cumulative and collective $4 million in abatements, whichever comes first. This ordinance represents the first year of abatement, and a copy of the ordinance will be filed with the Cook County Clerk. The two school districts will provide similar direction for their respective abatements to the Cook County Clerk. This ordinance was discussed at the Finance Committee meeting held on October 23rd, 2018. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments from the board?
Mayor, if I could add one thing quickly. Two things. One, just for the board's update, 159 and 227 both did pass their abatement ordinances, so we're on schedule there. Also, the Harp Group did officially close on the purchase of the hotel, so they are now the owner. I know we met with them, Brad and Dave. They have some exciting stuff planned for there for the near and long future, so it's an exciting time over at the convention center. But the abatement ordinances are ready to go, so we are the last to act, and we'll be all set.
Counselor, please call the roll.
Trustee Yonker.
Yay.
Trustee Panito.
Yes.
Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Curran.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 19, receive comments from the board.
Which one, the first, Jay?
Go ahead. I don't have anything to say.
Just a couple things for public safety. They're not Tinley, but some towns around us have had an increase of crime. There's been people door knocking, seeing who has doorbell cameras or alarm systems or dogs, and keeping track of these addresses, and then they come back later, either break in or they wait for you to get a delivery, and then they're taking Amazon deliveries. So please be aware of that. And wish everyone a Merry Christmas. It was a great parade put on by the chamber, and Dave, if you could put that on my agenda for next Tuesday. I'd like to talk in regards to making the code, just discuss the code, make it a little stricter maybe on compliance.
Anything else from the board?
I'd just like to thank the Public Works also, and also the Community Resource Commission for putting on a holiday market, and Public Works and marketing, police and fire. Job well done by everyone.
I'd like to second that. I was there. It was quite a turnout.
I'll third it. It was
really nice.
fantastic.
Yeah. Great job. All.
Can I fourth it?
Thank you. I'll fifth it.
Why not?
And the rain stopped and started at the right time.
It did.
I think we were dry.
Yeah, it went really well.
No other comments from the board. We'll move on to item number 20. This time I'd ask for a motion to adjourn into executive session to discuss a lot. A, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. B, the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body. C, discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06. D, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for employees of the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. E, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning a salary schedule for one or more classes of employees. F, litigation when action against, affecting, or on behalf of this particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. And G, security procedures and the use of personnel and equipment to respond to an actual, a threatened, or a reasonable potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public body, or public property. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Yonker. Is there
Second.
a second? Seconded by Trustee Burke. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll be in executive session. Thank you. Have a good evening.